Podcast. I am your host for the second week in a row, Luke Walters. That is Morgan Holsworth, and that is Anthony Sturdivant down there, aka Dreaded Feet. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. How about you,
All
man?
right. How about you?
Doing pretty solid. Not gonna lie, doing pretty solid.
Nice.
So tonight we will be reviewing Final Destination Bloodlines. Hopefully the last one. But before that, we have a little bit of
Got it.
news. Anthony, we lead off.
Oh, all right, you guys. Let's start off with a couple of new trailers that dropped. Actually, first things first. Let's talk about Predator, Killer of Killers.
Yeah. Talk about
Yeah, a second trailer dropped, right?
Yeah. This is the second one that dropped actually, and I think this was a better one actually too.
I agree. We did all watch it. Morgan, you did watch it, right?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. So yeah, what are we thinking?
Well,
I'm
I'm
excited.
thinking, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look very cool. And it does show a lot more. I'm not gonna lie, any of these little shorts, because what do we think? This will run an hour and a half. You
I'd say
think?
Don't
probably
know.
an hour and a half to like an hour 45 ish.
Yeah.
Would be my
So
best
I'm
guess.
assuming there's four stories. Is that what we
Three,
get
I
from the
think.
trailer? 3 stories. Okay. So they're gonna have a solid chunk of time. Each one's gonna be about a half hour. Which one are you most excited for? You most interested in?
I'm more excited for the samurai one, if it, honestly.
Why?
For one, that Predator design is actually pretty cool there.
Mhm.
And two, I have a liking for samurai related stuff, so
Now we are getting a different predator per story, right? Or am I just saying
yes.
that? Okay, that's
Yeah.
excellent. Morgan?
So it's kind of a toss up for me between Viking Age versus feudal Japan, just because I mean both of those they're just ages I love in general. If I had to choose one specifically, I would probably go to feudal Japan. I've been wanting to see how they go up against like the master samurais and everything of that age. I just in general amongst all of them though, but especially this like samurai style look that we're gonna go for that storyline is I'm excited that it's animated because there is so much more like moves that it's hard for real people to and like more like fantasy and crazy out there style like fighting styles that we can't really replicate ourselves but look really fucking good in animation. Like we see them in
Yeah.
anime all the time that I'm really excited to see be used on a predator. Either it being the predator doing them or being used against him.
Actually, about that. So this is animated.
hmm
How do we feel about the art style?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with it because there was one point in life where I said I wasn't a fan, but I'm not gonna lie, Spider Verse opened me up to this kind of sort of choppy-esque look to it actually. So I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm okay with it now.
I think there are other art styles that could suit it really well, but I also don't think this doesn't suit it. So I'm with all the anime I watch. Honestly, I watch a bunch of different types of art styles, so I'm for it. We'll see how it looks.
Yeah, it took a minute to grow on to for it to grow on me as well. I think Spider-Verse has definitely kind of mastered that look.
Totally
hmm
fair.
Um,
Totally fair.
but I wouldn't mind, honestly, if there was in a perfect world for me, these are all their own movies and we just do like a
Agreed.
anthology thing with this franchise. I don't think it has to have a linear story. Anyway, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it does look pretty impressive. I think I am a little gonna surprise you guys a little bit with my choice because I'm most excited for the World War II one. I didn't know, so I was with you guys with the samurai, but then I didn't realize I wanted aerial battles until I saw it in the trailer. That I think
Mhm.
is going to be kind of cool to
I
actually
do.
see
That
the
is
ship
fair.
do something.
That is
Yeah.
very fair.
So, but the good news is we're all getting something that we haven't seen before, so that's kind of
I
cool.
I'm a big fan of the three different types of predators it seems like we're looking at because it seems
Yeah.
like feudal Japan is definitely more combat orientated.
Mhm.
Viking Japan Viking Japan. What the hell is Viking Japan?
Yeah. What is
Viking
Viking Japan?
Predator is very much. He looks more like a brute, and then of course we got a one-eyed pilot.
What about? Do you think this will connect to Badlands?
I don't think it will. I actually don't think it will.
I'm not sure.
I think I don't expect Badlands in this to connect in any way. Actually, I just feel this is the good year the Predator makes his move back into the spotlight. So
Yeah.
we just have two Predator projects going
What
on.
I
You know,
what I love about this though is like this animated film is still being directed by the same director as Prey. And when we got done watching Prey, we all said like I love seeing them go against like these different like times and periods against humans. So I would love to see the whole like I would love to see, and I remember us saying I would love to see him go against like feudal Japan or this, or I probably said the Viking Age as
Oh yeah,
well. This and
we've
that,
been
like
talking about this
yeah,
since Prey came out.
I'm really excited to
Mhm.
see like that. We really loved Prey, and it made us want to see them tackle other timelines of human history, and that we have that same director taking on different timelines of history with the Predator. Just happens to be an animated form.
Fair. I kind of wanted to connect in the sense that I get a better idea of the race of predator that's going to be in Badlands.
That's fair.
Like, let me get it.
No, that's fair.
Let me get a shot of one of those. Because that slim one that's in the trailers. What kind?
Wait, for Badlands?
Yeah.
I honestly I don't know
We
actually.
don't know. We are
Okay.
yeah, I've done a
Well,
little bit of
perhaps I
research
may
on
find
that.
out. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a look in this movie. That would be kind of cool.
I've done some
Be
research
so.
on it too, and everybody is theorizing that it is a different clan of predator than what we have heard of before.
In Badlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
we mostly see the jungle hunters, and that's what the design had been since the very first Predator movie. Then I'd say Predators introduced us to, I guess they're called the Bad Bloods actually, who've been having a blood feud with the jungle hunters for a long ass time. Then you had the super upgraded Predator and the Predator, and then we had the, I guess it's considered the Desert Predator for Prey actually. So who knows what's going on with this new one? So ideally, hopefully, either we'll see that explained in the movie, or maybe Dan Trachtenberg might actually do some behind the scenes explanation like he did for the desert one.
Everything, all the predators have had impressive designs that we've been getting to. Like, that's also kind of cool. Everything does look pretty interesting. Badlands aside, we'll get into that later.
I still don't think he looks bad. I think he's just different. I don't think he's bad. I think people are kind of shitting on him a little bit too hard.
Fair. I just got to see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do you got next?
All right. So next up, it's the return of an icon. The return of the Eater of Worlds. The return of my father. That's right, you guys. Pennywise the Dancing Clown is back. And it's Bill Skarsgård, too. Yeah, we got our official first teaser trailer for It, Welcome to Derry, which will be releasing on HBO Max in the fall.
Yeah, even though I didn't get a whole lot of Pennywise in the trailer, I still think the look that guy was pretty impressive. Like, the makeup still looks good. Obviously, he's very good at playing this character. Yeah, maybe Pennywise will be scary again.
Okay, that's a good hope. Here's my question. Why? Why does this exist?
Oh,
agreed.
yes.
I could give
That's a fair question.
I'm also just not an It fan. Like,
But
I
are we
didn't
upset
dislike.
though? Is this the type of upset or the type of thing that continues that we actually get upset about? Or are we just like, eh?
I just don't care in general about it like the It franchise at all.
I mean that in the sense that I can't justify this thing's existence, but like I'm excited that it is a thing. Like I dig this universe. I'm kind of about it. This is cool for me.
It's a mixture. Look, I actually do like it, aside for one scene in the book. I don't want to talk about that, but I love the movies because It One was actually, I think, my favorite movie of 2017, and It Chapter 2 was just freaking hilarious, and I love Bill Skarsgård's performance. Like, the movies, they have their flaws, but they have enough going for it that I like give it a lot of props. Actually,
the first one is good though. The first one is good.
Yes.
No, I
the
did
second
like
one is what it is. Yeah, I think everybody does. Like that's a genuinely good movie. But two.
I mean, it's funny. It's just funny. But I think the problem lies in what you just said, Morgan. Franchise. It's not a franchise. Why is it a franchise?
Mm-hmm.
It is now.
Agreed.
Boo!
There was no future. There were no additional books written by Stephen King. Why can't we just keep it to one fucking story? Exactly. You guys did good with the first one, but they want to make money. They want to bleed it dry until it sucks.
100%.
Like, the most I can explain is the fact that, like, the movies, like especially the first one, kind of hinted that Pennywise has been around, influencing the town in different ways, and then the second one implied maybe we learn his origin as like a clown person. Which, if you really think about, like, no, that's not a thing. We know where it came from. He's just an extraterrestrial creature. Like, there is no he was once human. There is no. I mean, maybe he was lurking around the town and stuff when Derry was founded or whatever. So that probably is
If
a
they want to
thing. But
show me like old, like maybe past Pennywise, like I fucked around back in like whatever the fucking 50s or something or later, I don't fucking know. That's fine. I don't need this current day shit.
Ooh. I think if I can get more of that little snippet in the second one where they show the guy turn into the clown, if I can get more of that, I think that'll be interesting.
yeah, but that's not actually his origin, though. That's the problem.
That is
Like,
not
that's
book
not actually.
accurate.
Yeah,
Oh, it was cool.
I mean, it was
It was
cool.
cool.
I get it that, but
It
it was
was cool.
just. And
That's interesting though. That's not interesting. Like it's half like dude sells his soul type of thing. Maybe.
It's half an. If we didn't know what the actual origin of Pennywise is, then I'd give it more credit. But we know what he is, so just like I don't even know. That whole thing was just kind of weird, somewhat interesting, but weird as fuck.
Well, I also, for me personally, Pennywise is way scarier than the first one because he's dealing with the kids, not the adults. So the idea that they're going to do that a little bit more, I don't know, kind of intrigues me because Pennywise works very well when he's actually going up against kids, and they get to Chev Skarsgård with his performance, which is very good in the first one.
That's fair enough too, but I will at least give the second movie credit that I like that they really showed off more of his monstrous side actually.
Yes,
like
thank you.
they like in the
Thank you
first
for
one
helping me.
went more with the horror aspect of it and everything like that.
For sure.
But then the second one really hammered in like, okay, this thing is not a clown or a human. This thing is a fucking monster. And I actually really like that. And I'll give you credit. Maybe they'll make Pennywise scary again because as much as I like both of those movies, Pennywise was never scary. Like, I feel like the movie leaned too much into stereotypical scare setup moments rather than the fact that this thing can be anything, anywhere. So, but
some of the
also
things that he picks were fucking freaky.
That painting was definitely the freakiest.
Yes.
One.
Yes.
Here's but here's the biggest problem I have actually. Like, to a degree, I could maybe accept if we did some kind of origin or looking back at Pennywise because he's become popular. Here's where my biggest frustration started. Why does this feel like the same premise as the first movie?
Well,
we have kids again. He's lurking around. Adults don't care. We have even a little girl looking at her drain. We're doing the same shit again.
Yes, but it's on TV now.
I suppose.
Look, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. But if you're gonna do it well. And everything that is taken from the first one is stuff that genuinely worked. You know what I mean? So you're right. This is just a big like, fuck it, let's do it again type of deal. But I don't know, man. I'm just genuinely like into it. Like, I'm into that universe. I don't know why.
That's
if
fair.
I can get more like I want more of the wacky shit though. Like, the turtle's got to be in it. I need the fucking turtle. If he could actually transform into the mummy for real, that'd be cool too, because I love the Universal monsters. But like, yeah, other than that, I can't. Like I said, I can't justify this thing's existence. But to me, it kind of looked interesting.
It doesn't necessarily look bad either. It's just more. I guess my whole thing is just like, why do you actually exist? But that doesn't mean it maybe can't be somewhat interesting.
Potentially.
Yeah. So wait a minute. Wait the fucking minute. I have the trailer playing right here. This girl is literally, I think, standing in front of Beverly's apartment complex.
Probably.
I think that's the same place.
Yeah, that building's probably been there forever. What is it, like every 32 years? Or is it 28?
It was
I get
27 actually.
It's 27?
Yeah, the Creeper's 23.
So yeah, we do this every 27 years. Of course, it's gonna look the same. It's the same fucking town.
Okay, you know what? Maybe they'll be very authentic with recreating Derry. Actually, like, oh hey, you recognize this place, so maybe I can give you props there.
Well, and I'm pretty sure one of the stories is in like the 50s or whatever when the book actually takes place, so that makes sense. They're basically just gonna give you a more book accurate movie.
Please.
Maybe so. Maybe I don't even know.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's overrated. So.
Like, I'm still a fan of it, and I'm most likely gonna watch this because as much as I could really,
you are going to watch it.
Yeah, I am. I am, but I'm just like, you know what? I do love Pennywise too much. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, so and I have a man crush on that man too. So
win him over eventually. You know it.
So
what you got last?
Let's see. Actually, I'm handing it over again to Morgan.
Yeah, so I know you both know Street Fighter, Luke a little bit more so than Dreaded, I believe.
Is this real?
So
Continue.
Legendary Pictures live action
Oh
Street Fighter movie is reportedly considering some new challengers. So those challengers, and in this case they're the actors, include potentially Andrew Koji, Jason Momoa, Noah Centineo, and Roman Reigns. And I just, you being the Street Fighter man that I know you are, I want to know your thoughts and opinions.
so I feel like if they embrace what Street Fighter is, this could be one of the best movies you ever watch. Like it would be one of the most fun things ever. Um, Based on who they're getting in the cast, maybe they are kind of leaning in that direction. And I've heard nobody but I guess legit folks, if you were gonna make this movie, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I'm particularly excited, but if they are actually gonna do this, I will be more and more intrigued as this goes on. Because like Mortal Kombat, we enjoy Mortal Kombat. I think this has the chance to learn from those mistakes, and you get more of a Street Fighter movie than we got from Mortal Kombat to Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah, no, I think I might actually be excited for this. I don't know.
I will say
I saw that
if they
earlier with the
land
cast. I was like, "There's no way."
if they land the parts because they haven't been like signed on yet.
Yeah.
They have not announced which iconic like which Street Fighters this like iconic roster would actually end up portraying.
Mhm.
But yeah, the plot details also remain a mystery as Legendary is also like pushing forward with its goal to deliver a release date in the spring of next year. So we won't hear too much until probably next spring, but it is genuinely an actual thing in the works. And these are
Yep.
four big
Oh my god.
people they are thinking of.
We're going back to Shadaloo, yo. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay.
I just wanted your
Oh,
reaction to it because I know you're a big Street Fighter guy.
yeah, and that's the thing. I'm kind of imagining that everybody, all those guys are as well, and that's just gonna help. This might actually end up being one of the coolest things ever if this does happen. So cool.
uh,
I'm
Clark just said
more of
in
a Mortal
chat.
Kombat fan, to be honest, but
Okay,
like,
okay, okay.
no, I do. That's why, it disappointed me so much in certain areas, but I do love some Street Fighter, and Street Fighter is already kind of goofy. So, you guys liked Minecraft. So if they do Street Fighter with like a Minecraft attitude, I feel like that sounds perfect. You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
There you go.
Now, when am I gonna get my authentic good Tekken adaptation?
When am I gonna get my Dragon Ball adaptation?
Never.
Yours is better than mine, so I don't want to hear it. I've seen your movie. That is better than mine.
Clark does say though in chat that 94 Street Fighter can never be topped.
I mean, it's Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Honestly, that's really the one. But I hear 6 is good. I gotta play 6.
I thought you did play 6. I thought we
No,
played it together at Morgan's.
Do you have 6? I think it's 5.
Did I play 5?
I don't know. Where's the Daniel when you need him? Ring the bell.
I can
Who
ask.
was I playing? I swear to God. Wait. I
Yeah,
swear
we
I
can take a
played with
timeout
you.
to find out which Street Fighter you have. I want to know.
Come here.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm okay with this.
I mean, you might be right.
It's for the show.
I forget
Okay,
things
I know
sometimes.
for a hardcore fact, I played Street Fighter at Morgan's place.
What am I asking, Dan?
No, we definitely did, but I don't know that it was 6.
Which Sexy Boy.
Whooping everybody's ass.
Here, I'll just give you him.
Okay.
Okay.
All
They
right.
have question for you.
Daniel, real quick.
Yes.
You have Street Fighter.
Yes.
Which one?
That's a great question.
Can you go look? I know the PlayStation is on.
I'm watching Fire Force.
Oh, that's a fucking gem. Change the Channel is one of the most hilarious scenes I've ever seen in my entire life.
The fuck?
Jean Claude on coke.
Be right back.
Okay.
Wait, my headphones.
Peak.
I can't hear you guys now. He took them.
That's okay.
Oh,
He can
that
hear
is
me.
unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Well, while we
No,
wait for
okay, I'm sorry. Yes, the 94 Street Fighter film is a fucking amazing movie.
Hang on, I'm gonna try to sign language from Morgan. I fucking know what I'm doing.
Even though I
Bring it
can't
in.
hear you guys, I do want to say that
bring it in.
Clark was talking about the movie, by the way, not the game.
Yep.
We
Thank
know.
you.
We know.
Yeah.
But thank you, though.
Yeah, I still want my Tekken movie. Like, no, I want to see. I think Tekken needs a genuine show, like seasons
That
and
would be
everything,
cool.
because there's a lot of lore to Tekken that needs to get. What's up?
And the verdict? It's yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was okay. I thought you had 6. Okay, I was mistaken.
I was not.
Yeah, good
I
for
was
you.
not mistaken. Yes.
There we go. The answer is
Yes.
answered.
All right.
All right.
glad we
Anyway,
have.
I'm sorry.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Happy
God,
Dad.
he waited until I said it too. What a guy. So yeah, this is awesome, and can't wait to get more updates.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna get Mortal Kombat 2, and then I'll get this. That's a cool back-to-back.
Nice.
Lucky you.
All right, so continuing on with a different news story, though, as everybody knows, the SAG-AFTRA. So we have the big strikes going on right now.
We
With
do.
yeah,
I
with
honestly do not know
with
that.
the voice actors. It's with video game actors and whatnot.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm bringing this up though because we just got done. This came up after the script writer. Like this has been going on for ages. Some of my big video games that I love, like
The
Destiny, for
scriptwriter like
example.
just ended.
Yeah, and then this immediately started after. And it's all
Sweet.
about combating AI and everything. So I
Awesome.
know this is a little
Yep.
bit more this is a bit of a story that's a little bit like would maybe be more on my show Techies, but I wanted to bring it up here as well because the Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, which is also SAG-AFTRA, they are actually filing an unfair labor practice charge with the National Labor Relations Board against Epic Games after
What is
the
the accusation?
So the company implemented an AI voiced Darth Vader NPC into Fortnite last week. And
I saw that.
so yeah, the whole thing
Yeah,
about their
yeah.
strike is, going on and fighting against the use of AI with actors in their voices.
Hmm.
And being able at least for them to still have legal representation and have protection against the use thereof the AI in their voice. But yeah, so basically the complaint alleges that over the last 6 months, Llama Productions, which is owned by Epic Games, has failed to bargain in good faith with SAG-AFTRA's video game actors and has made unilateral changes to terms and conditions of employment without providing notice to the union or the opportunity to bargain by utilizing AI generated voices to replace bargaining unit work on Fortnite. So yeah, that basically I've only bring this up because this could end up also impacting like uh in for the film side of things. Right now this is for mostly just like the video game side of things, but we could end up seeing the strike eventually trickle into more of the television, the animation side for our voice actors that we have for anime, for a bunch of like
Yeah,
for
but
Disney work and this and that.
if I can go back to James Earl Jones for a second, isn't that illegal? Doesn't Disney own the rights to his image and his voice? Like literally, didn't he sign that over a few years ago?
So my assumption is um so
Because I
hold
mean,
on.
if that's the case, then it already has leaked into film, because Disney literally owns
Yeah,
James
so
Earl Jones,
I don't know if he actually owns it or not, but I believe they do.
for the
I
voice and the
believe they
likeness and
do.
stuff.
I believe they do. But basically, what I know is the character of Darth Vader, obviously originally voiced by James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
th-
just saw that. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody else saw this. It might have been bullshit. So I'm gonna double check before I say anything. Please continue.
no, you're good. But this AI recreation was done with the blessing of James Earl Jones' estate, with his family stating James Earl felt that the voice of Darth Vader was inseparable from the story of Star Wars, and he always
Yeah,
wanted
I'm
fans of
sorry.
all
Hold on.
ages to continue to experience
Breaking
it.
news. Breaking news. Star Wars drops first trailer for Darth Vader prequel. That was today.
Yeah.
So James Earl Jones is already being put to use. So I mean, like, yeah, it's already happening. So is this legal? Is this okay? Because if Fortnite can't do it, why can they?
So my assumption is they don't, because Star Wars owns legal rights. They are doing a licensing to have the likeness of Darth Vader, maybe not his voice. But this
Well,
goes into the SAG-AFTRA is going um to protect voice actors and make sure that they are still being properly
apparently not.
like this is to be like properly protected and to probably be compensated, because like they're trying to cut corners and cut crazy costs
Of
by
course.
doing this AI route. This already just happens to be of a fantastic actor who happens to already have passed. But, there's just kind of like this major uproar, and Epic Games is currently being sued by the SAG-AFTRA because of this whole fight and strike that they are doing to help support voice actors and protect them from the use of AI.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to this one because, like, yeah, the film is doing it too. So it'll be very interesting to see where this goes, and I imagine there'll be more strikes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Lord.
like they're right now, like this has been very focused on video games, and I've honestly been sitting here like this is a ticking time bomb and waiting to see when it starts bleeding more into this side of the entertainment realm of like for voice actors. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how this ends up creating implications later down the road for film as well.
That's it. Only 99.99.
You
I want billions.
All
gotta
right.
set the family up for generations.
No shit. Then seriously, I mean, fuck it. I'd
Yeah.
consider at that point like you have to. That's
And
life changing money.
they
But like
every time you use my voice,
99.99.
myself or my family needs to get continuous royalties, blah blah blah, continuation
Yeah.
from there. All right, I do have one more story for you guys. It's very quick and simple, mainly because I just want your opinions. I want your reactions to it. So
Gimme.
here's a quote from Tom Cruise at the Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning premiere in London. He went on to say, "I'm a huge fan of Michael B. Jordan. That film Sinners is amazing, and we're going to make a movie together." What are
It
your
is
guys'
amazing.
thoughts of Michael B. Jordan and Tom Cruise? What type of film do you think we would get from that combo?
Well, here's what I'll say first. I don't like Tom Cruise, but I love Michael B, so that's going to be very interesting.
That would be a hell of a dynamic. Yeah, what movie could they make?
Right?
It's
Hold
going
on
to
a
be something
second.
action based. I'd imagine something action
Oh,
based.
absolutely.
Look,
100%.
Tom Cruise has an Academy Award, dude. Like he can act when he wants to.
What if we get
God,
Michael B. Jordan in Tropic Thunder 2?
Oh, God.
there's no fucking way. That'd be
They're
cool.
talking
That
about
would be
it. They're
hilarious.
talking about getting Tropical Thunder back for a sequel.
I don't know if honestly his character, Les Goldman, I think, like that dude should just get his own movie. That's it. Tom, just do that. Don't try and do Tropic Thunder 2. Do a Les Goldman. God, please be Goldman. Movie and call it a day. You are hilarious in that movie and that makeup. Yeah, that's his idea too.
I know, that was all him. All him.
That shit's hilarious.
I also
God,
do
what
love.
would they do?
I got nothing.
Historical drama.
Maybe, who knows? I would also just say, you know what, props. I'm happy to say that Tom Cruise, someone as big as Tom Cruise, is giving Sinners his props, actually, considering what Hollywood's trying to do with Sinners.
Yeah, that is a big endorsement.
No, that is.
That's gonna go a long way. But the movie was already good, so I mean, like we knew that. Like, who wasn't convinced? That's what I want to know.
I hate her.
Hollywood, apparently, they
No.
kind of want to paint this picture that apparently Sinners isn't doing as well as it actually is doing.
why.
But
It's gonna do phenomenal once like on streaming too, though.
absolutely. Hell, people are already making videos and dancing to Irish folk music. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that song was fire as hell.
I
So
guess
good.
it does go a long way to say like how Michael B. Jordan's star is rising, where he's
100%.
like they're literally trying to hold him down, and Tom Cruise is like, "Nah, dude, he's awesome."
Like, dude,
Honestly, though, like
let's
Michael B. Jordan's came a long way. Like, if we want to compare him to like his appearance in like Aquaman, for example, he has just gotten so much better. Like,
I think like the
he-
only
Yeah,
bad
there's-
movie I've
there's
seen him
still
in.
some
Yeah, that's
stiffness to him, but like he's getting there. He's
You're
definitely
thinking of
becoming
Yaya.
more and more of a comfortable actor for sure.
you're
Wh-
thinking of
when was-
Candyman, Morgan.
Wait, I was like, what the fuck was he in Aquaman? I don't remember that.
That's Yaya Abdul Mateen in
You're right.
Aquaman.
I'm so sorry. I'm
You're good.
thinking of Black Panther, but that wasn't who I was thinking of. Like,
You're
I
good.
wasn't envisioning that character. My bad.
Yo, Killmonger is probably still my favorite character of his, and he dresses like Vegeta in the movie. It's fucking amazing.
Killmonger
Oh
actually
my
was
god,
really
I never even noticed that.
But I the only thing that I think I've seen of him that's bad is like Fan Four Stick. Honestly,
Even then, he
That's
was,
fair.
in my opinion, just the one thing that was enjoyable. So I give him that.
Fair. No fair.
I met Michael B. Jordan in. Has anyone ever seen Chronicle?
It sounds really familiar. I have to look it up. Hold on.
Yeah, that's when I actually met Michael B. Jordan.
He's good in that too. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. Honestly,
Like,
that's
the main character of that movie is the only dude that hasn't had a career. That's fucking wild.
Wait, hold that thought. You're not talking about Dane DeHaan, are you?
No, the actual dude that we follow in the movie, the main character dude, I don't, do you know his name?
Well, I have him
name.
up, Alex Russell, and I was like, okay, if anything, Dane DeHaan is the real main character.
You think so?
No, he
Either way,
is.
my man with the camera is the only dude that has not had a career.
That is Dane DeHaan. Dane DeHaan has the camera.
No, he doesn't. It's the
Yes,
other
he
dude.
does. No, the other dude had a camera, but no, somebody else had a camera.
Am I tripping right now? Is that for real? Dane is the main. Fuck!
Yeah, he's the main dude.
Right. My bad.
Hey, I'm just saying, because Chronicle, I'm not gonna lie, was...
I was right about the career, though. Yeah. Sorry, dude.
I have been making the list of movies. I got into 2000, either 1 or just regular 2000 of my top movies of those years. And Chronicle was my second favorite movie of 2012.
Makes sense. That's
2012?
2012?
Yeah.
Holy shit. All right.
Funny enough, that's the same director who made Fan 4 Stick.
Oh, what a bummer. Okay, well, that makes sense why Michael B. Jordan was in it.
True.
Damn. Okay, I understand the hype now. Fuck. What's his name?
Right.
Trank?
Josh Trank.
Yeah. Damn. Bummer, dude.
All right. You got anything else, Morgan?
No, I do have like one thing, but that'll actually be it's tied to our movie. So I will wait until later.
All right, then.
Is there anything else?
No.
I got nothing else.
All right, sweet. So now, Morgan, transition.
Yes. What are we reviewing tonight again?
Final Destination Bloodlines.
I don't know.
Spoilers or no spoilers?
I don't give a fuck.
What is going on again? Hold on a second.
Honestly, I feel like they're so entrenched in the story, like we have to talk about at least some of the kills.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I kind of want to ask you guys. I would love to know for all of us, like what our favorite kill of the movie was. So,
yes.
But so like we may not get there yet unless that's where you guys want to start off with. But
no, we can get to that later. There's actually a movie in here with a plot and like, okay. Morgan, I'm going to say this, and then you can do box office.
That's fine.
I have been saying all week that this is the Fast and Furious of horror films. And, like, my God, did this prove me right.
I'm going to save my thought. Morgan, get to the box office because I want to say something that I was thinking myself, too.
Go ahead, Morgan.
All right. So, everybody, once again, we are reviewing tonight Final Destination Bloodlines. This film was released on May 16th, 2025. The runtime of it is 110 minutes. And the budget for this film was only $50 million. So if we want to dive into box office, though, in the United States and Canada, Bloodlines was released alongside Hurry Up Tomorrow and was projected to gross 35 to 40 million from 3,523 theaters in its opening weekend. The film made 21 million on its first day, including an estimated 5.5 million from Thursday night previews. Now, it went on to debut for 51.6 million, finishing first at the box office. Its opening weekend was the biggest for the franchise, even adjusted for inflation, besting the Final Destination, which had an opening weekend back in 2009 for only 27.4 million. So this is the topper for the franchise. But as of May 21st, so today, Final Destination Bloodlines has grossed 62.8 million in the United States and Canada and 54.1 million in other territories for a current worldwide total of 116.9 million US dollars.
I know it's not going to, but like break a bill. Just do it. Be the little movie that could. All right. So you have
That'd be
thoughts,
kind of
right?
wild. That'd be kind of wild.
When you say, okay, because I think it's funny you say it's the Fast and Furious of horror flicks, because that makes so much sense. Because I literally was telling people that when I saw, like, all right, here's the deal. I thought in my head, like, it's kind of like Fast and Furious. Like, you like Fast and Furious because you know what you're getting into, so you don't go in to take it seriously. That's literally fun. That is literally Final Destination. Like, because saying this is a good movie is like, well, I
It's a
mean,
good movie.
it's a good movie.
This is a good movie.
It is a
Listen,
good
listen.
time.
It's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. It's like, if you like Final Destination movies, then yeah, you're gonna like this. If you don't, I can see why somebody maybe not be a big fan.
What number is this?
6.
Okay, so I skipped the last two. All right.
You didn't see 4 and 5?
I have not seen 4 and 5.
That's a shame because I actually like
This
5 a lot.
pleb. This fucking pleb.
I mean, I saw 3 and I went, I feel like I know where this is going. Okay. I may have been wrong, but this movie definitely made me feel like I was wrong. I really, really enjoyed this movie.
Now,
Clark is right. It's a different category from good or bad. It's fun. That is
Yeah.
literally the best way you can put it.
100%.
Ah,
Now, I grew up loving Final Destination. This is one of like the horror films that was like mine and my dad's guilty pleasure. I was actually really, really disappointed to go to the theater with knowing my dad like doesn't live in Michigan anymore, and him and I could not go and see it together because we always went like opening week together for Final Destination every time one came out. But
Mm.
what I want to know
My dad-
before, huh?
my dad gave me the shaft on this one too.
Well, yours hurts
He-
more because he lives here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, dads be rejected Final Destination.
Well, my dad actually said he is like, I would love to see that with you, and then it just happened to be that he ended up having to
Oh, yeah,
move
right.
before it came
He
out.
fucking lives in
So
there.
he would have seen it with me if we were together. But anyway,
I'm sorry, Morgan.
it's
My bad.
fine. I want to know before we dive into the review though, do you guys have like an icon, not counting any from this current movie? What is one of the deaths and like kills in Final Destination that is stuck with you? Mine is from Final Destination 3.
Mine's from 2.
Mine's is ooh. Mine's
How
either
about-
4 or 5.
Close fucking second for, I think, 4, but I'm going to ask you about that too if we get there.
Okay.
Okay. Mine
Morgan, what's yours?
mine is the nail gun. The nail gun
Ooh, yeah,
in
no,
Final
that's a good one.
Destination. Every time I see a nail gun, I always think of it. That one, just the suspense leading up to it, like you knew what was gonna happen, but you still weren't prepared for it. Like I fucking love the nail gun. The nail gun one has stuck with me since 2006.
That's a great effect too. That thing
Yeah.
Okay.
twitches for a while.
Absolutely.
Anthony?
Look, oh, you want me to go? Okay, I have 2. Listen, the death that fucks with me most is in 5, the gymnastic one, because I was watching that. I was like,
Mm.
oh god.
Yeah, that one hurts.
But yeah, but let me say, okay, but here's the real best one. Final Destination 4, the racist dude getting dragged down the street on fire. Can you imagine waking up to see that a dude tried to put a burning sign in your lawn, only that he's being ghost ridden down the street on fire with the song "Why Can't We Be Friends" playing? That was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, I gotta check those out. My second one, is it 4 that has the LASIK eye surgery one?
No, it's 5.
Okay, that is my close fucking second. But it's the traffic scene, like was mentioned in chat. That did
Did
something
you
to me for a
did
little
you
while.
see the marketing they did?
Yeah,
this?
that is like
That was
smartly
marketing
fucked up.
gold. Marketing gold.
Did they prank people in traffic?
No,
They
so there was logging trucks and their nets and everything and the things that they had to hold that they have as a catch for the logs. They had Final Destination marketing on logging trucks. And it's so fucking smart. Like
That's awesome.
marketing gold. The person who thought of that idea deserves a fucking raise.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that's like so fucked up and smart.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that movie traumatized a whole ass generation.
Yes. Every time.
So I want to talk about the plot a little bit. There actually is a plot. I'm just pulling
There
up
is,
character names
yes.
right now. How do we feel about the plot? And if one of you want to expand on that a little bit, could you do that?
Yeah, I can. So basically the plot follows that we have our character oh shit, what was her name? Iris. So Iris, we see in the very beginning when this opens up back in 1968, Iris Campbell and her fiance Paul, well, eventually becomes fiance. end up going to the opening ceremony of the Skyview. So it's kind of like the Needle. Anybody who's familiar with like the Needle from Seattle, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
San Antonio
um
has one. I've been in that one.
yeah, so they go to the opening
shit's wild.
ceremony and to go to the high-rise restaurant tower. And the simplest, like to put it very simple, she has a premonition of how everybody's gonna die because of a structural failure. She ends up saving everybody, so everybody on who's survived that, well, now they're just cursed to die by death because they all survived his plans. So, like it's just one of those things where it's kind of now going like it has killed every member from there, and it goes in order of the people she saw die in her premonition. Her granddaughter is now getting the dreams of that premonition that her grandmother had, of that, like she's getting the dreams of that premonition, and it is now their family's turn. So it is Iris's family's turn, and so it is going from the eldest, from Iris through her bloodline, and then finishing off everybody who's been there. So that is the namesake. It is going through the bloodline of the people who have survived the Skyview Tower failure.
Yeah, it started. It got everybody right.
Yeah.
They got
that was
everybody.
in there.
Iris, and
Yeah,
then
Irish just happened to be last.
yeah, Iris was second to last because we have the young kid, the black kid she saved, who's played by Tony Todd, because we see his older version of him later. He was
Right.
actually the last one to die.
Yeah, I was hoping we saved
Oh,
that
he
for
was
a little
actually the last one.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
I was hoping we saved that for a little bit sooner, but yeah, that cat's out the bag there. But we'll get more into Mr. Todd a
We'll
little
talk
bit later.
My bit of news is about him. So when we get to him, I have a bit of news about him.
Gotcha.
Awesome. So we have Caitlin Juana, who plays Stephanie Reyes, Tio Briones, who plays Charlie Reyes, Stephanie's younger brother, Rhea Kilstead, Darlene Campbell. I believe that's the mom, right?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Richard Harmon plays Eric, a cousin. Owen Patrick Joyner plays Bobby, another cousin. Anna Laura plays Julia, another cousin. I'm sorry. Alex Sahara plays Uncle Howard, and April Telek plays Aunt Brenda. Those are pretty much the main characters. This is the family that we get to meet. So as far as the story goes, guys, was there anything that you wanted to highlight?
I do want to say that when it comes to a Final Destination story, this actually might be one of my favorite ones. Actually, it's a very unique take on the whole thing.
Yeah,
I
haven't seen the ones that are supposed to like connect, where they started to give this kind of its own universe. So I haven't seen a lot of that. It was cool to see in here. It was cool to see how everything kind of flows together.
So yeah, a most interesting plot, I will give it that as well. How do we feel about the opening premonition? Because Final Destination movies are, I would say, most famous for the opening premonition moments.
Pretty impressive. I mean,
I like
a
it.
lot of fucking CGI, which I mean, it has to be, but
That's
I
honestly
don't
probably
think
where
the
the majority of like the budget went.
It's not very good though.
No, the majority of the budget went to the hospital deck.
Tony Todd.
I'm gonna put it there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say that's where the budget went to, is the CGI for that, because that looked actually pretty fucking
insane.
good. But yeah,
I did enjoy the little bit of suspense that it had. You know, I think this movie does a pretty good job of setting everything up. Like, you could probably be like, I know exactly what's going to happen, but they pull it off well. Every time it happens, it's still a surprise, which is, considering how long this franchise has been around, we're in the 6th movie, I think is very impressive that it still can have you going, shit, when's this actually going to go down?
Also, Clark is right. Fuck that kid.
oh my gosh, I was
Like,
literally
it's like
seeing the
fucking-
piano. Literally seeing the piano, I was like, please tell me that can get squashed. Please. And when he did, I was like, thank
I'll
fuck.
be right back.
Fuck that child.
I'm not gonna lie. I was laughing like a madman in that theater. Honestly, like I had a couple other people laugh at certain things, but I was like hunched over.
Did you go
kicking
last
my
night?
feet forward. Yes, I did.
So, my theater, because we, just to go back to what we were talking about last week while Luke's away, because you know what we were talking about, like at our local MGR, how we go on Tuesday nights, and like how they're like being surprisingly lively again. Was yours really lively? Because mine was hilarious. People were cackling. We were having a great time in our theater.
Not the most lively, but lively.
Nice.
Like, we had a
Nice.
decent crowd. I'll say decent crowd. If I probably went to a 9 o'clock show, it'd probably been bigger.
we had we went to a 750 showing, and it's funny
Into
during
that.
certain deaths you'd hear like the group like whisper like, oh my gosh, like you would hear like the mass whispering to the people who they went with, and then you'd hear like snickering at like things like the child dying and things like. I had a pretty good theater that I saw this with. It was nice. It was
You
nice.
guys
I'm
have
okay.
hype crowds again?
I did.
To
I
a
did.
degree, yeah. I was probably I did have a good crowd. Again, I was hysterically laughing at shit.
I
Jesus,
agree with
man.
Clark. This is the type of movie I definitely do not mind crowd noise in. Like
Yeah.
it's great. Like
Oh, we all know why we're here.
there's crowd noise, and then that is like it like adds to the experience and like your enjoyment. And then there's people just being assholes if we want to like maybe look at people who went and saw Minecraft. So
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's weird how that happened. The kid friendly one is the one that had all the fucking problems.
there was an actual chicken. We're on
Yeah.
actual chicken, guys.
fucking chicken jockey. I'm glad I didn't go. I'm glad.
We
I'll
had
watch
none
it.
of that in my theater, thank God.
I'll watch it on stream.
Mine neither. I can't wait to watch Minecraft again. That movie was just great. But back to Final Destination now.
Yes.
So what was your guys' favorite kill in this movie?
Oh, hands down for me is the hospital one with the MRI and with the MRI machine, and as well as like the fucking thing through the vending machine, like the duo brother kill
Yeah.
for me is definitely hands down my favorite. That
Should've
is
just went out
brutal
with
and
the peanut butter, bro.
gruesome.
The amount of piercings that man had, including the one I was like, of course you had to have one there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
there's,
was
like,
already
things
hurting.
in
I
him.
was already hurting enough about the nipple piercings, and I was like, ah. And then that one
Is-
happened. I wish I could have recorded Dan's face.
Is there like things in him?
I don't
Because
think
there's
so.
stuff that goes to his gut.
No,
that was
that
like the
was
wheelchair.
that was the
was a wheelchair.
wheelchair breaking through him.
Damn, didn't
Yeah.
even notice. So okay, so the CGI as far as the kills are concerned, because I had a debate about just how much is practical in this movie. These kills are very much enhanced by CGI. Fine.
Yes.
But me personally, I thought there was a lot of practical in this movie. Did you guys get the same vibe as me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because Final
actually,
Destination 5 did the same thing, actually.
Yeah. I just want to say,
my-
Clark, I agree with you. He was also my favorite.
Thank you for settling that debate.
I was gonna say, I don't know what Dan was doing. I had to look away like, oh, I can't look at this.
No, Dan's face is just immediate, like all tense, like no. It was really funny.
I enjoyed every
My
kill in this movie. They were all super entertaining.
My favorite one was
I
honestly
agree
the
with you.
lawnmower. I don't know why the lawnmower made me laugh. No, wait,
The
but
lawnmower
then it was
one,
the sister.
I hate that we saw as much as we did of the lawnmower kill in the trailer.
Oh, good news for me because I didn't even remember it. Thank God.
I want to tell you guys a conversation that I had after this movie was over.
Mm-hmm.
Walk out of the theater with my friends, and one of them starts talking about, there's like a certain level of historical inaccuracy that I just can't take. Like, that should have been more historically accurate with some of its things. And I go, so you're telling me that you watched a movie where a fucking buzzsaw falls down, kicks up dirt, blinds a fucking dude with a leaf blower who blows up more dirt into the faces of kids who are playing soccer in their driveway, and this kid, one of the kids, kicks the ball, and he kicks it so hard it hits a girl jogging down the road in the face, and she falls into a fucking garbage can and gets picked up and gets put into said fucking garbage truck. I was like, you fucking telling me that you went into this expecting accuracy? There's just a certain level of I have to shut my brain off with this, that you should know that already.
The
But like,
crazy thing is, it's possible though.
but for me,
That's
like,
true.
it was cool though. Like, I loved it. It was fucking amazing. But I just couldn't believe that we were talking about the accuracies of certain things in a movie where a fucking buzzsaw falls over, scares a fucking leaf blower dude who blows up dirt into kids' faces, and one of them kicks the ball so hard that when it hits a jogger in the face, she falls into a garbage can and then gets lifted into the garbage truck. What?
The funniest part about that is that she predicted all that happening just to the wrong fucking person.
Hey,
Right, dude. Oh my god.
What I love though is like she was the character I hated the most so far, so I was
Oh,
kind
I
of
mean,
happy to see her get off.
like, the plot of this movie is just enough to like justify itself, but we're here for the kills, and they like the funniest
That
part.
poor mother.
Maybe not the funniest part, but like every time somebody dies, the next scene is the family in that fucking room together.
The fact that they had to do one funeral, then another one, is like
Yeah,
Jesus
literally,
Christ.
somebody shows up and tells you like, "Yo, I found this thing." Like, we're dying pretty fast. Like, this is a hell of a week, right? Um, fucking, I just found out that there's a pattern. You're next. Like, grandma just died. Somebody else just died. Like, this is happening. It's been, like I said, a significant amount of time that didn't like this much time. Wouldn't you kind of like entertain the idea? That's all I'm saying.
I think by the
I
time by the time Dad dies, absolutely.
Like, it's so close.
Mhm.
And the accidents and shit. By the way, grandma goes out like a fucking champ.
I
Kudos to grandma.
love. Okay, I know he's not actually a character, but I love Death's presence in that moment where everything just went ham. Like, get out here! I have been waiting for you.
Yeah,
I didn't like
he's like,
you
"Ooh,
guys-
you almost
I
walked
didn't like-
out. I'm here."
sorry. I didn't appreciate that she kept referring it like him. Like, it's not an actual like physical thing that you get. It's more like, I don't know, Mother Nature on steroids. I don't know how else to put it, but
I feel
the
like
fact that
Death is very like depicted as like the Grim Reaper is considered to very commonly depicted as a man, which
sure,
I don't agree
yeah,
with. But
no,
you
that's
know,
fine. All I'm getting at is that I didn't appreciate that this movie, and I don't know if they do it in any of the other ones, but this movie kind of went out of its way to make Death feel like a slasher villain. And I'm like,
I
I don't
don't
know how
know.
I feel about that.
I don't mind the signs that Death is around, honestly, and I have to watch it. I have a feeling, did 5 do that? Like, to a small degree?
I don't remember 5 really well, surprisingly.
I
Yeah,
didn't see it.
I
I
don't
mean, wait, you
remember.
saw the laser eye one. I mean, I thought that's
It's in the
5.
trailer.
Oh, fair enough. And
I just
Chris?
5 for some reason like is just the one I don't remember a lot of. I've seen it, but I don't remember its full plot and how they did that.
Gotcha.
I hear 5's pretty solid though. I have
It
heard.
Yes,
is.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
It
let me
really
look it
is.
up. Maybe if I see like a refresh of it, like the characters.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
But
that fucking had me dying. Like, somebody dies, they're in the fucking living room.
oh man,
The tone of this movie is perfect. This is
Yeah.
just the mind around a camp, the just right amount of comedy, and I mean, there's, I guess, kind of emotion. But I didn't
like either
like
way.
the mom going out was hilarious.
Oh man, I was because when that house blew up, I was like, "No, she can't be dead already, right?" And then she was like, "Oh, damn, she fucked up." Like, I'm right behind. Up there she goes.
Yeah.
Also,
Everybody is
poor dad
expendable.
and poor other mom. 'Cause, like, damn,
Yeah.
like
Well,
fucking damn.
That
okay.
plot twist was hilarious though about the brother. That was fucking funny.
Dude,
that
Eric
is my favorite character.
Eric is my
character.
favorite. Eric
Alright.
was the like fantastic like he was the amazing comedy relief of this film, but at the
Oh,
same time
perfect.
was kind of like the most like almost like down to, like kind of the one that was the most grounded out of everybody. Like
Yes.
I loved him.
True.
I loved him.
I had a combination of kind of wanting him to die, but at the same time, as the movie went on, like, nah, actually, I kind of fuck with you.
I really was sad that he did die, but you fuck with death, it gets messy. It made sense.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's the
I think he
it's
went
the
out the
scene.
worst way of them all, like the most
It's
painful
Oh!
way.
It's the scene of him getting the peanut butter out of the RV where everybody goes, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, it's like, hold on, you just made peanut butter in there.
Yep. So yeah,
Also,
that's my favorite.
can we appreciate the fact that he was playing Mortal Kombat 1?
Yes.
Was that one?
Yeah, well,
I thought it was
yeah.
2.
No, okay, it's Mortal Kombat 1, the new one,
The
not
new
OG
one.
Mortal
Oh, yeah.
Kombat.
Yeah, that's right. The not so good one.
Oh, you're not.
That's a different show.
Yeah, very different show. One of these days, we gotta do like a video game. Let's get on Tech Reads and talk some video game reviews. Actually, I want to do some video games reviews with us.
We do it.
Hold
We
on
do it.
1 second before we get too far off track, and I apologize. I know I'm not helping. Do we want to talk about Tony Todd now, or was there anything else that was pressing that you guys wanted to talk about? Because I feel like Tony Todd's the wrap up.
Could be. We've talked about deaths, our favorite deaths. Talked about plot.
Ooh, what was your
Okay.
least favorite? How about that? What's your least favorite?
My least
okay.
favorite death?
Mhm. By the way, mine was Grandma. By the way, that was my favorite.
Oh, your favorite? Oh,
That's
fair
a good
enough.
one. Good one.
Least favorite?
Probably their mom.
I least
Like-
favorite for less not creates. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Morgan.
Like, I say their mom, like, though I did like it, like, I did get a good chuckle at it after she got smashed after I get, like, getting half her body burned. I do think it was the most simple. Like, compared to all the others, I think there was a lot more creativity and a lot more, like, enough to be like, "Oh, fuck." This one, you're like, "Alright, we see it swaying. Any
Well,
second
there's a
now.
lot of
Any second now."
there's a lot of smushes in this.
Lot of
True.
smushes.
Smush is a common kill in this. I don't think I'm really giving anything away about that. I feel like you see a smush every like 5 minutes, at least. How long is this movie? Does anybody know off the top of their head?
It
For a minute
is-
there, I was
Hour-
kind of like,
Hour
Super
40
Dragon.
or hour 50.
okay.
One of those two.
I feel like it might be 10 minutes too long.
Yeah, it's an hour 50.
Okay. I also agree that the mom only because again, not the most creative, just super simple. However, I just like it because it was funny.
The mom?
Yes. I'm right behind Dunn. Right. Whoop damn.
My least favorite is also a smush, and it comes at the end of the movie. That is my least favorite.
I will say, I think the very ending of the movie, is really abrupt. Not that it isn't a bad thing, but I was just kind of like, damn, like,
Oh, there it goes.
fuck, okay.
I have mixed feelings about it because like it's extreme, but what I like is what specifically killed them. That's what I like.
That was a nice little Easter egg.
Yes, because
One smush too many.
maybe so. So yeah, I say mom was probably my least favorite death. Yeah, probably. Morgan, were you gonna say something before that question?
Yeah,
Or maybe
I wanted.
maybe Bobby. Bobby might be my least favorite. Specifically Bobby, not the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I liked that for Bobby though. The metal piece, it was still twisting.
Eesh.
So
Little extra.
yeah, I
Little
like
extra
it.
something at the end.
I liked it. Anyway, the question I have for y'all: how did you like Stephanie? We haven't talked about Stephanie because she's kind of our one who gets these premonitions and kind of has as our moving force of like predicting things and kind of trying to help everybody. And I just wanted
Kind of annoying.
yeah,
Eh.
I kind of thought she's a little annoying. Like, I understand her desperation, but at times I was a little annoyed with her.
I think I have a problem with how characters like that are written with desperation and trying to explain something that's crazy.
I don't necessarily put the fault on the actress. I put it on the writing for sure.
Yeah. I will say, as much as I don't really like that movie, Smile 2 might be one of my favorite examples of someone trying to explain something to someone. And yes, it sounds crazy, but you're actually explaining it in a way that's like, okay, you don't come off as that. It's hard to explain. Because the way Stephanie does it, it just sounds like chaotic rambling, which I get it. You just watched grandma die, then you watched your uncle die and stuff like that, and you've got these premonitions. And I kind of wished there was more, I guess, desperation on figuring out answers. Listen, like I can't sleep, I'm failing class, and I'm seeing something so horrific. Just help me, please. Why am I seeing this?
It's not. I like that stuff. I think she does good in those scenes. For me, it's the other ones. Like I wasn't a big fan of her backstory, or not her backstory, but the like forced rift they try to put between her and the brother. I didn't think that yeah. If I'm gonna buy that, he's upset that she's not talking to her because she's at college, then like you gotta assume that like it's on purpose. But she's in fucking college and probably working. Like, dude. she's off like living her own life. It's not that big a deal. You know,
I mean, he
but
is
I just
young,
feel
I
like
suppose.
I feel like they made that character go out of the way to have a beef. And I didn't like the forced beef that like they had with the cousins and shit. Those scenes, the intimate scenes, I thought she was annoying in, is what I'm getting at.
But
Fair enough. I feel like if they wanted those to work, they had to go more into it, actually. I at least understood why she had a riff with her mama. I can give the movie that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just like the bickering that they do and stuff.
Like
I was
the
come on.
issue with her and her brother, and then like the cousins felt very forced and just needed to be there, so they had a reason to be like more against her when she
Their body
started
count.
talking crazy. Yeah, and for body count for sure.
Yeesh. Also, I also want to bring up the fact that Jesus Christ, when you really think about when the opening took place,
They're not in
Death
this
is a
film.
busy fucking man. What?
You're like, I want to say Jesus Christ. I'm like, they're not in this film. Sorry. Continue.
Oh,
Ignore
well,
me.
we might have to get into that actually because I have questions about one major thing about Final Destination that most likely will never be solved, but I like to theorize.
Sure.
But
Which is
well, I'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I'll transition into that when we get to our man.
yeah, okay, cool.
Because when you really think like, because the opening took place in '68 actually, and all the other films took place like way after. Like, it's kind of funny to think, damn, Death was taking out all the people from the Sky Tower while he was taking out people from the highway, the plane, the roller coaster, the racetrack, the
sure?
bridge.
That kid
Are
getting
we
smushed
sure
was
they
just
weren't
very
part of
satisfying.
the family tree?
Who's that?
Like all of the previous bloodlines, all the previous deaths. Are we sure they're not tied to the survivors in of the Skyview here in Bloodlines? I know that the Final Destination franchise very much likes to say like these are standalone stories. These are their own stories. It is possible, yeah. Those are separate stories, have nothing to do with Skyview. But what
They're
if
not anymore though. They're all very much connected. Didn't they connect them in what is it, 5? Didn't they connect it 5 to 1?
5 actually turned out to be a prequel to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely a universe in here. And then doesn't this movie go out of its way to let me know that everything that happened in the other movies is because of the opening of this one?
I don't think
No,
so. I
it
don't. That
doesn't do
wasn't
that.
established.
You know,
That's something I think is left open for us to determine if it is or not.
oh well, sweet. That's my headcanon then. That's how I took it.
That's
Like,
also
especially when
that's how I
she
very
busts
much
out that
looked at it.
timeline. Yeah, hell yeah. I gotta look. I thought there's. I mean, they got the fucking plane in there. I know it's a drawing and stuff, and it's. I mean, I don't know if that's specifically connected, but there's definitely some things in here that are.
Though there
I
are a
like
lot
from
of
other
Easter eggs
movies.
in her book. A lot of
Yeah.
I like
Easter
to
eggs
think.
in her book.
I like to think all this research Iris was looking. Has anyone else had what I had actually, and must have figured and just found the others? Which, you know what? Before maybe we can talk about my little thing now, actually, though, because I just wonder, like, if Death is gonna try so hard to correct the fact that you're not supposed to be alive, why are people having these premonitions in the first place? That's always been that's been one of two biggest questions. Because this movie answered my other biggest question, but that I always wonder, like, wait, Death doesn't like to be cheated. He's gonna go out of his way to genuinely make sure nobody survived what they weren't supposed to survive. Then why the hell do you see these things, actually?
That is a great question. Perhaps it's like a sick game thing because nobody wins. Even when you have the premonition, you still die.
Mm-hmm. Unless
So
you got one of the escape routes.
Death is
right.
just
So
bored and
maybe
wants
it's
to be
just
able to
like
toy with him a while.
maybe it's just like a sick game thing. And I always thought up until this movie, and we will get to it. I'm not trying to get there yet, but I always thought Tony Todd was Death in these movies.
I thought so too. That was a theory I
Yeah.
used to have.
Yeah.
I am slightly bummed that he's not, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. I always wonder, like, are you guys gifted with this foresight, or is this straight up a curse? Like, you're just, either way because you're gonna die.
He could be
Actually,
like he could be the way he is because of surviving.
Yeah, because we'll talk about that in a minute. Actually,
yeah. So
you ever think God was trying to mess with? You ever think God somewhat wanted to mess with Def's plans once in a while, but then Def's like not having
See,
that.
I don't know
See-
about that only because like if we want to like get into like spirituality, death is neutral.
not that deep.
Mm.
I know, like if we talk about it though, like death is meant to be neutral. There isn't supposed to. There wouldn't be a reason for God to fight that because that is just the natural order of things.
That is true.
Which is why I personally don't go with the God one because death always wins in the end. So this is probably just like some. I'll give you a shot.
I don't think it can be that either. I just think some people might be unfortunately cursed with maybe the quote unquote counter to death.
Well, unless, like you said, you follow one of the escape paths, which the homie tells us about.
And that homie being Tony Todd, aka William Bloodworth. I'm sorry. Moment of silence, please.
Yes.
Bum over.
I loved seeing him.
I
I
did.
Yeah.
too.
don't like how he looked, but it was phenomenal to see him. He's still very charismatic, and like he looks down the barrel of the lens and tells you to enjoy life. Like, let's go.
I
Well,
will never complain about how he looks, honestly, because like we can't fight that. He just couldn't. Just that's
Yeah,
how it
and
is.
that's unfortunate to see though, because like, man, that's one of the fucking best ever. That sucks. So, I don't ever want to see my heroes go out
Like
like
that.
that. Yeah.
well, it's funny you mentioned like his words and everything. So those last lines that he has in Final Destination, this is the news that I had for you, actually were not scripted. It was a complete unscripted monologue that he went into to give as a message to the fans that the producer and director and everything left in, and Craig Berry, the producer, has told them a very bittersweet and impactful message that they wanted to make sure fans heard.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
I
it
also
was-
knew as well.
I did not. Holy shit. That's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
My favorite scene. Like that, honestly, regardless of what I would have felt about this movie, that for me is worth the price of admission. That was cool.
That was a
Yeesh.
fantastic scene.
I was happy. I mean, I was the only one. I was so lightly just clapping every time he did something. He first shut up, Tony. He did his speech, and Tony Todd in the credits. Just
I
RP to a legend,
also
man.
I also love the nod of like how he like his character said like I'm dying to the same thing Iris was because she was dying of cancer, and that's
Mhm.
actually took took Tony. So
Yeah.
it was there was a lot there that was really really bitter sweet and beautiful for I think for Tony in that moment and in this film.
Oh, my biggest thing though, I am
Yeah,
I am
me as
very
well.
happy we finally had a solid explanation of why he knew so much all the time. Because, like you said, yeah, he was a survivor of the opening of this film, actually.
That is also why all these movies are connected because he's in every single one of them.
Maybe he's always just into be somehow drawn to everyone who's got the same
Hmm.
curse / fate as him.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Yeah,
like
no
you,
shit.
like
So
like he said though, he was helping
Sorry.
Iris do
Mhm.
research on it, so that could have been how. And he's in
So
a
does
good
he get the
spot. to see-
premonitions?
He
No, he
might.
doesn't. I see. Funny enough, I remember back in the day when I was watching Final Destination 5 clips, because actually, I'm gonna be real. My favorite appearance of William Bloodworth is in 5. I just love his like air of mystery in that movie. But someone commented, I think he was once a guy who had premonitions of this stuff and got out of it. Turns out, that was a good theory at the time, but nope. Just turns out he's been talking to the person who had those premonitions, and since he was on death's hit list, it was going to happen very, very later in life and everything like that. He would just grow to know things,
No.
maybe how to keep himself alive, or just how death worked with the fascination of everything that happened.
It's
Well,
also very interesting
right here,
that
guys. I find that in Final Destination Bloodlines, William Bloodworth, the character portrayed by Tony Todd, is revealed to have been a survivor of the 1968 Skyview restaurant tower collapse, and he has experience with premonitions.
When did he ever say that? Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
maybe he did.
he's fucking Tony Todd, so I could see it.
I mean, he's the goddamn Candyman and
Shit.
Venom.
And maybe death.
That's
Hmm.
all right.
I had a point, I lost it, but what did I want to ask? Oh yeah, so isn't okay.
Oh,
Biggest plot hole of the movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he has to die first before the kids can start dying, correct?
No.
No.
They have to die before he dies because it goes Iris died before the kid died. So Iris and then all of her bloodline has to die, and then it would go for the kid who is William Bloodworth.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, final note here, it's finally said later that he doesn't explicitly experience premonitions himself, but he is an expert on the topic because of working with Iris.
Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I definitely got out of it. Like, okay, so Iris practically taught him everything he knows and his own research into these things too.
Yeah.
What a way to go out, man.
Yeah, what a
That's awesome. For that reason, I really want this to actually be the last one. Please don't fucking remake this franchise. Leave it alone.
Honestly,
not-
with the box office that it's making and it being the
I know.
biggest box office ever, I could see it continuing.
Damn it. Yeah, no, it's
I
definitely
don't want
not.
it to either, if I'm being real.
Fuck. But that's like, I'm picking this movie up for that scene. That's amazing. That's fucking beautiful. R.I.P. Tony Todd.
R.I.P. Tony Todd. Now, other than that, do we have anything else we want to go off of in this movie?
The only last thing we really have to talk about is the very end.
Speaking of, is there a post-credit scene? It
No.
felt like there was going to be
No.
something.
No,
All right,
I double checked and stayed through, and no, they've never done them in the past because they like to keep them feeling like they're their own story, even though we know they're connected. They've never done any of them. They've never done.
I'm still calling in my head canon. They're all connected. That's all I'm saying.
Honestly, I agree
Alright.
with you. Like my first thought was when I was seeing this, like when
Like,
I
why call
heard,
it Bloodlines then?
yeah, like it is possible that
Right.
this is just like obviously death in general like takes everybody eventually.
Mhm.
However, has all of these fatal crazy things have just been tied to the family of survivors from the Skyview. I thought that and I was like, that's pretty sick if it is. I kind of dig it. But it is possible that there's just other instances where someone was supposed to die and they didn't. So this is just death coming from them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, that is an unfortunate fact of life. It just is what it is. Which is weird that we all have so much fun just watching people fucking die. But yeah, no, fucking entertaining.
Oh, shit.
What did you guys
I
think
have
of the
nothing else,
ending?
guys. Oh, I hated it.
Like the
That's-
death or
Yeah, well, that's
Just
how
in general,
every
the whole
movie
thing.
ends.
I mean, dad dies. The dad dies in that whole scene. Nobody survived that.
oh,
right? Because when you fuck
Everybody
with death,
there.
it gets messy, right? That's why
Yep.
it's like really goes overkill, and in a good way. I swear to God, I'm not complaining. I enjoyed it. But when finally ends, I was like, oh, that's it.
I want to
That's-
know if that fucking like switch could really be held off by a penny though.
It's a great question.
When I can
Is it?
go and
Actually,
spend
is a great question.
51 cents and get it pressed by a crank, cranking myself for a pressed
Well,
penny.
okay.
I feel like that should be able to press the penny and not give a problem. But
I apologize if this gets annoying, but I say again, this is also a movie where
yes.
a fucking buzzsaw falls down, scares a fucking leaf blower guy who blows up dirt into kids' faces who are playing soccer, and one kid kicks the ball so fucking hard it hits a girl in the face and she falls into a garbage can. All I'm saying. That was hilarious. I loved every second of it, but that's what we're dealing with here, guys.
No, that's totally fair.
both sides are fair because
Sorry, I'm very passionate about the soccer ball. I'm sorry.
like Fast and Furious, I practically accept the stupidity of what will happen.
They
but
go
it
to
doesn't-
space in a fucking Fiero. Come on, man.
That's the greatest thing ever. I'm still like I'm still gonna call out the dumb shit. I will still call out dumb shit,
Yeah.
but I will accept it. It's like
Right, and it's done very, very well. There's enough of a story here, I feel like, to keep it entertaining to go along with the fucking ridiculous soccer ball related deaths. Yeah, like I know exactly what I'm getting into. I fucking loved it. This might be my favorite Final Destination. I have to watch the other two first, but this might be my favorite.
Gotcha. And also, I want to say this right now. I know it's not Final Destination related. I can buy a car strapped to a rocket going into space. Then I can a car crashing into a broken part of a bridge, latching onto that broken rope part of the bridge, swinging to the other side of a mountain. I'll buy the space more than I'll buy that shit.
Come on, man. You're telling me you're gonna buy
Nah.
Vin Diesel getting on the hood of his car, crashing it into a fucking bridge to fly through the air and catch a lady midair, land onto a car on the other side, and they're like, "We're good." You're telling me that's okay, but you will not take this? Come on, man.
I
That's
didn't
the
say I
same
wouldn't
level.
take it. I didn't say I wouldn't take it. I'm just gonna call more bullshit on one than the space thing.
My
And I'm
God.
gonna be real. Yes, the flying save is bullshit. But
he said
I will give.
physics
Hold
makes
on,
sense.
hold on.
He loves it.
I will give humanity credit for pulling out some strange, amazing stuff. So
I'm
who
giving
knows?
humanity credit for coming up with this shit. That's what I'm giving it credit for. This shit's amazing. This is why I watch stuff like this. Like, they're dumb and we get it, and it's amazing. I love it. They embraced it so much in this movie.
Yeah.
Mwah to you, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Well,
If I had to
You
say,
want-
going back to what you were saying though, do I have a favorite? Um, okay, I like 4, but it's not my favorite. But that's actually the first one I ever saw.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not gonna lie. Yeah, I didn't watch like 1, 2, and 3 until later. I'm not gonna lie. I think 5 might still be my favorite one.
Downstate.
Honestly, I have to go
I didn't watch 4
rewatch
and
them.
5.
Which one's the one with the roller coaster?
3.
Okay, I think 3.
One's gonna be fucking tame compared to this. Like, oh my
really
god,
is.
you might get bored.
Aggie, you're not wrong.
Like, I'd have to rewatch them to give you like a proper which one's my favorite. I think 3 growing
cool.
up was my favorite, and then but this one's honestly a pretty good contender. I really liked the plot we had behind it, like this tie to the bloodlines. I really dig that.
Yeah, that's actually why I would want to watch the original to see if that holds up. I honestly, I don't really think it's going to, but
Sure.
it'd be nice. I'm gonna check it out and find out. Yeah. So we scoring?
Rating?
I
Yeah,
think it's
go for it.
4, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8. I
Okay.
had a lot of fun with it. This will probably crack my top 10 just on the sheer enjoyability factor. So yeah, I just kind of want to see, because that CGI does enhance the stuff so much. Like I feel like the practical effect gets a little too lost. That's really one of my only beefs. And the plot is what it is, and some of the characters are what they are. But I'm here for the kills, and they were all very, very entertaining.
There you go.
Nice.
I'll go next. I'm gonna give it a 7. Like you said, really fun. My only thing is I can't guarantee I'd rewatch a bunch of times. Maybe if I'm bored or something like that. But fun, really fun. Like again, Final Destination is the Fast and Furious of the horror franchise, of the horror world. So
I agree with
Make
that.
this a thing.
That is honestly, it's a fantastic way to explain Final Destination.
Yeah, this needs to
completely
catch
agree
on.
with that. I'm right in between y'all. I'm a 7.5. I really, really enjoyed this film. I do think that some things will stick with me, but I don't think certain things will stick with me as much as they did compared to previous Final Destination films. That also could be just due to like the age of which I'm watching them compared to when the others all came out. But no, I had a great time with this. It was a lot of fun. I would definitely watch it again if someone wanted to watch it. I don't think I'd watch it right this second again, but I'd watch it again for sure.
Yeah, if we're all chilling, yo, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah,
Bloodlines.
chit chat, have a good time with it. Yeah, why not?
It's definitely a movie that I would put on in the garage.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
For sure.
See that?
That's a hell of a compliment, by the way.
All
okay,
right.
well, that is our scores. Thank you, everybody that hung out with us the entire time. We appreciate all of you that do that. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Clark Griswold, for being active in the chat. That's a lot of fun for us, too.
Yeah.
YouTube, you have to step it up. I pay attention. I check every time. Get it together. But this was fun. Like, good pick. And I'm not going to lie. I was probably the most skeptic and, like, dreading watching this movie. I thought this was going to suck. I really did.
How dare you?
I thought this was going to suck, and I didn't want to watch it. I'm so happy that I did. Thank you, guys.
Hold on, you dreading?
What's the next pick?
Oh yeah.
Next pick? What are we watching next week and reviewing next week? Lilo and Stitch.
Out? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I love Lilo and Stitch. That's cool.
I already have my tickets for Thursday, so.
I'm annoyed that this isn't coming out on Stitch Day though. I don't know what day it falls on, but like that's some bullshit.
Let's see. What day?
By the way, Stitch Day is June 26th because his number is 626.
Yeah, that's right.
This needs to catch on as well.
That's probably no, it's not. That's too early. I was gonna say that's maybe when it'll go to streaming, but that's too early for it to go to streaming.
Yeah, it's way too early. That shit's still gonna be killing it in the theaters.
Hell yeah, it is.
I mean, as far as Disney remakes go, I feel like there's a couple that they get lucky with, and you just can't fuck up.
Lilo and Stitch is going to be the early summer blockbuster. So
I agree. So yeah, tune in next week. Follow us on the socials. That is Twitter. That is Instagram. That is what else?
So we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, and LinkedIn.
That's the one.
We're also on Threads. We're on basically all of them. So yeah, head on over there. Give us a follow. We're also on Spotify, so you can listen to us on the go. So yeah, if you're on YouTube, go follow us on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, go follow us on YouTube. Like that video. That way we know if you like Final Destination Bloodlines or not.
All right.
And with that, do not forget the popcorn.
He's right.
If you do
I
forget
have-
the popcorn, you're gonna pop a bag of popcorn, but then you're gonna eat a kernel that's gonna get stuck in your throat. So while you're choking, you're gonna trip up on your own feet. You're gonna smash head first into the stove, which is on still, and you're gonna burn half your face off and everything like that. And then you'll fall backwards in pain, where you happen to have left a knife for some reason, and it's gonna stab you all the way through the back to the heart. And your ass.
And then a 12-year-old is gonna kick a soccer ball at your face, and you're gonna fall into a fucking garbage can. Sorry.
And then a helicopter that's looking for shit is gonna come through with a magnet and it's gonna rip your dick ring off.
God, don't. Yo, all right, real quick. I don't know if anybody. I don't know how many hits or whatever this is gonna get. But if you do ever listen to us when this is on Spotify, or if you're watching this YouTube video, or you happen to be here live with us now, if your junk is pierced, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I just want to know, how do you do that? How is that a thing? My man, I love that character, but like, dude got what he deserved. Because why? Just
I heard
why,
it's a
man?
pleasure thing.
I'm putting a hard line on no.
I'm putting a hard line on fuck no, baby.
Thank you. You don't do it. You just don't, man. You just what? All right, stop. Get me out of here.
All right, bye everyone.
All
We will
right.
catch you next week for Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Bye guys.
Penis rings need not apply next week. Have a good night.